They call me Mad Jack. And if there's anybody in these mountains that knows the real story of James Adams, that'd be me. So I'm putting it down in writing just the way it happened in hopes of setting the record straight. Now, my friend Adams was accused of a crime he didn't commit. So he escaped into the mountains, leaving behind the only life that he ever knew. Now, that wilderness out there ain't no place for a greenhorn, and his chances of surviving were mighty slim. Weren't no time at all for he was beaten down, ragged, and nearly starved. Long about then, he come upon a grizzly bear cub, all alone and helpless. Now, Adams knew that little critter couldn't survive without his help, so he started right down that cliff, risking his own life to save it. Now, that cub took to Adams right off, and that was when he discovered he had a special kind of way with animals. They just come right up to him like he was a natural part of the wilderness. But that bear cub, he was extra special. As he growed, he became the best friend Adams ever had, and together they became a legend.
Baby, there's a world where we don't have to run, baby. There's a time we'll call our own, living free in harmony and majesty. Take me home, take me home, take me home, take me home.
A mighty fine thing about the wilderness, it don't belong to no one in particular. All that space you see between here and yonder is just as wild and free as the day God built it. In a place as untamed as this, you're likely to meet up with all kinds of critters running loose. Some got fur, some got feathers, some got hooves, and some got claws. Some got 4 legs, and once in a great while, if you're looking real close, you might even see one with 2 legs. This here day, it was young Robbie Cartman skedaddling up the valley toward Grizzly Adams's place. Robbie lived over the other side of the ridge with his father, and he had some crazy notion that he wanted to grow up to be a mountain man. Adams promised that boy that he would teach him all about surviving in the wilds, and the two of them had become the best of friends.
Ben, what are you up to now? Huh? Ben, will you let no chos out? You know, you're worse than an old mother hen. Oh, come on, little fella. We can't leave you behind. Come on. You're going to have to excuse Ben. He's just fretting that you were going to get yourself hurt was all. Yeah, I reckon he figured you weren't so likely to get yourself in trouble locked up in the cabin. You just don't remember what it's like being a frisky little cow.
Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams! Mr. Adams!
Hi, Robbie.
Hi, Ben. Morning.
Morning, Robbie.
Morning, Mr. Adams.
Where's your pa?
Pa had to go to town for some supplies. Since it's such a long trip, he said I could come and stay with Ben and you.
You telling me you hiked all the way here from your cabin by yourself?
No, sir. Pa brought me as far as the ridge. We saw your smoke, so he said I could come the rest of the way all by myself. But I could have made it the whole way by myself. I'm getting to be a real mountain man.
Well, so you are.
Where'd you get that cub?
Oh, he's a stray. He came up on the door a few days back. Guess he smelled that fish cooking and thought he was going to make himself a new home.
Are you going to keep him?
Well, Wouldn't be right not to try and find his mom. She's probably worried sick about him.
Where is she?
We were just setting off to find her.
Can I come too?
Well, I guess we couldn't very well leave you behind now, can we?
No, sir.
Well, come on. We'll fix you a pack. We got a long way to go.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Adams. Come on, Nochus. Come on. Let's go. Hurry up, Nochus. Don't you want to find your mother? She's probably right around here somewhere. Mr. Adams, where do we look first?
We'll let Ben figure that out. I'm sure he's got a few ideas where to find her.
Where's he going?
Well, I reckon he just caught scent of something. Probably a honey tree. He'll be back all covered with honey and at least a couple dozen bee stings on his nose.
Mr. Adams, reckon we'll ever find that little cub's ma?
Well, it ain't gonna be easy. This is mighty big territory.
Sure is. Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams, look. What is it?
Smoke signal.
Reckon it's trouble?
No. That's just my brother saying howdy.
Your brother? You never told me you had a brother. Why does he stay hid so much?
Well, I expect that's just his way. Tell you what we'll do. You go get some wood. We'll light a fire, and we'll say howdy back to him.
All right.
Get some nice dry branches.
What's his name?
Well, you know Nakoma.
Nakoma? Nakoma's your brother?
Well, he's like one. He's my blood brother.
Blood brother? What's that mean, Mr. Adams?
Well, that means like we're two living things that feel as one. We aren't actually brothers of the flesh, but brothers in spirit.
Well, it was pretty clear that Robbie didn't quite understand what Adams was trying to say.
I guess I'm going to have to start from the beginning. When I first came to the wilderness, I was as green as spring grass.
Ah, come on, Mr. Adams. Not you.
It's true. I didn't know the first thing about surviving in the wilds. And if it hadn't have been for Ben and the other animals and the coma, well, I don't think I'd be here talking with you today. When I saw that big old trout swimming lazy in the water, I figured my supper was a cinch. But just watching that trout swim away told me how little I knew about providing for myself. And for the first time, I realized that I could die out here and nobody'd even know or care.
Boy, I would have been scared.
Well, I was scared and feeling mighty alone. Most of the time, I didn't know what to expect. It seemed peaceful enough out in the wilderness, but danger was always on my mind. Then I got kind of a surprise. Hey, little fella, like a biscuit? Well, it was the darndest thing I ever saw. That doe just came walking up to me like she'd known me all her life. Well, all of a sudden, I realized that the wilderness was full of living things and I wasn't alone at all. Everywhere I went, I started noticing just how many friends I really did have out there. There were furry critters, and well, there was some that most men would have shied away from. But I seemed to get along with all of them. Well, we just kind of shared the forest. I didn't understand it myself. It was though those animals knew I was a friend and meant them no harm. And I started feeling like I was part of the wilderness.